Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Tuesday, August 18th, 2020. In both the Lynn life and the Jamie Body Mind, the authorized souls remain only child souls from the deeper, denser dimensions, and all other souls from all other dimensions, as long as the souls are already living by the many search for truth rules already given to the search for truth community by wiser minds above all of us. And those rules have kind of embedded in them the importance of keeping the frame of reference in place so that our lives are properly lived. Not only the life in the entirety, but moment by moment by moment.
That's true.
And our lives show who and what we really are. Our actions show who and what we really are. Our actions and inactions. Our actions and inactions show who and what we really are. And the frame of reference for all of us here affiliated with Earth is that humanity is destroying all life on Earth using tools sent in by the spirit world, and that this is happening now. It's happening now. And the North American society is possibly the worst society on the planet right now, leading the parade of destruction, arguably. And there are many things that we like about the North American society and that we're sad about seeing the North American society fall apart.
That is true.
But it is destroying all life on Earth, and that does seem to be the reality.
That's
it's not
right.
the people in Africa who are the big problem.
No.
It's us and our society, and obviously Europe also, and Japan also, like all the heavily industrialized countries.
That's right.
We are the problem. For whom is the message? Why do you ask? And what now to stop the destruction in a fair and just way? And our attention is being brought to the dreaming. Often dreams give us big clues as to what we're supposed to do in our lives. And a healthy society would put significant focus on catching those clues and interpreting them, and to do it every day as a clue for living. And there have been many other human societies on the planet over the period of recorded history that have done that, but those societies by and large are being eliminated, and what's left is a society that kind of like pretends that there is no God, even though they cluster together on Sunday mornings and pretend to pray, but what they're doing is just asking for favors.
Yeah,
and we know in our healing practice, when you just ask for favors, somebody will show up, but it's not divine presences.
No.
Divine presences are the voices who are saying, how much time do you think you have? Do you see the destruction happening? Do you remember your soul plan? Stop the destruction. That's right, everybody here on Earth, we too, you too, have the soul plan to stop the destruction, and to stop the destruction in a fair and just way. And then there are variations on the theme of how to go about that. These two are part of, we were told it was 1,000,000, precisely
right.
1 million souls with lives on this planet right now, in this dimension, planet combo pack, to be portals from higher vibration dimensions, so that higher vibration presences have a way to get into the density and effect a change.
That's
and
right.
that there were 1 million, precisely 1 million souls with that contract. And we watched a period of time where the souls had multiple lives running, and then they were supposed to pick the puppy, choose the puppy.
Right.
And this was back in 2014.
That's
the call
right.
came to the 1 million souls to pick your best life, get into the life, and make it happen now, 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 now. How much time do you think you have? So last night we have dreamers in these lives that are both they don't think of themselves as terrible people.
No.
And they're not fulfilling their assignments, either of them. It's obvious to an observer. And we were asked, the observer was asked, whoever the observer is, it's unclear who the speaker is, but the observer was asked to watch what would happen if there were upward flow in the environment Earth and its environs.
That's right.
And it changed the outcome remarkably.
That's true.
For both of the dreamers.
That's right.
And their environments. It's like, oh, well, that's not the same game at all.
It's a different situation.
And so we think it's possible that the souls who were asked to run that experiment might have been souls who were arguing that surely it doesn't matter that there's no upward flow.
That's right.
And so they were given the assignment of, okay, watch this. And it does seem to make a big difference.
Yeah,
and so
does.
Today we're trying to do a couple of things. We're trying to reestablish upward flow. And we're also trying to help our dog Baxter with his eye.
That's
he got some injury to his eye somehow, some way, in a time that he's kind of on house arrest. So
That's
it's
right.
kind of a mystery how he did this.
That's right.
And his eye is getting worse rather than better. And it's a message for somebody. And right now what we're doing is just handing out like bags of grace to the only presences that we know of upstairs who are still engaging with this dimension, and that can really create physical healing miracles.
That's true.
And you just have to have grace, and no tiki, no washi. If you don't have the grace, they're not interested.
That's right.
Just kind of like Western medicine,
That's what they're talking
just
about.
only all about money.
That's
Which
right.
is fine,
Which
whatever.
Is fine.
So we are handing that up, and if it's not better by 2 o'clock, then we're going to call a vet and make an appointment. And based on past experience with our non-human friends, what they usually do is remove the eye.
That's
and
right.
it would be sad for Baxter to be one-eyed, but maybe that's his karma. I don't know.
I don't know.
It would still be sad, so we're trying to avoid that. For him is the message. Why do you ask? And how would this situation be different if there were upward flow? Because we think the reason that Baxter is having this experience is a week or so ago, some soul was shouting at him to be a man, and
That's right.
that part of being a man was to dig off the farm, and he dug off the farm and ran out, and
That's right.
was brought back by the neighbor right away, but that he incurred bad karma through that action.
That's right.
And that therefore this is an acceptable outcome. And like this injury happened during the time when he's on house arrest.
That's right.
And because he dug off the farm.
Exactly.
So it had to have come during his twice-a-day exercise runs. He must have gotten something in his eye, but it's really bad. It's really infected.
Yup.
Pussy. We worked in an eye doctor's office for
That's right.
some years, and we know about this. We know about these things. So that's a problem. He's got a problem eye, and it needs to start getting better in the next couple hours, or it probably needs to come out.
That's right.
And the reason is, somebody's asking why, because the infection travels directly into the brain, the optic nerve. It's a direct shot and short shot. So you can't let that happen. He's got an infected eye. Don't let it get to the brain, because then you're done.
That's right.
For him is the message. Why do you ask?
Well, that's quiet.
That's quiet. They seem to not be aware of that. Isn't that
Yeah.
odd?
Right? I feel that feeling, though.
But now to reestablish upward flow. If upward flow had been part of the process, would Baxter even have dug off the farm? That's a different experiment.
Yeah,
It's
that's
possible
true.
not. It's possible not. What now to reestablish upward flow? We can go back to the moment before he dug off the farm, get some upward flow going, especially right around Baxter maybe,
I can feel that
and
feeling.
see if he would just mellow out. It seems like it's not enough right then. You would have to go back farther. You'd have to have
feel
upward flow
that.
for longer, maybe for his lifetime.
That's what someone just said, is maybe the whole life.
Well, he's approximately 7,
Mhm.
and we know that 7 years ago the upward flow was sputtering out. That was what was
Yeah, that's
happening. The
right.
upward flow was sputtering out. in 2013.
That's right.
We were watching it happen, and it was confusing. We didn't understand why it was happening, but we could see that it was happening. For him is the message. Why do you ask, and what now to reestablish upward flow? How would these lives be different were there upward flow? And there's so much bullying going on, and the bullying is significantly worse since 2013.
I hear you.
In 2013, it was still, this society at least, was still encouraging people to become more civilized, less bullying.
That's
And
right.
since then, that has stopped, and it actually seems to be encouraging, this society seems to be encouraging people to become more bullying.
That's true.
Einstein said you cannot simultaneously prepare for war and prevent war. So obviously encouraging people to be bullying, is that preparing for war or preventing war? Just take a guess. Just really seriously think about it. What do you guys think? And now, how do we encourage people to become civilized and to let go of bullying as a means of decision making for the masses? That goes up.
Yeah, it does.
So, what now to reestablish upward flow? Because when people sleep, the assignment is, when the host lives sleep, when the denser bodies sleep, that the upward flow will blow the intuitive channels up again, and at least in the overnights, that lives will be able to hear their guardian angels.
That's true.
But without upward flow, it doesn't happen. Lives hear whatever's going on, and it's like there's echoes, and you can't really tell. And there's liars everywhere who are saying, "I'm your angel," but they're not, and they're just, it's like, "Come here, little girl, I got some candy for you."
Exactly.
That's the
I hear
tone.
you.
And it's happening for all of us when we sleep, and we can either acknowledge that or deny that. Those are the two choices. But it is happening for all of us when we sleep. And
That's
so in the
true.
morning, we've simply got to take responsibility for clearing that off, or that's how we live our days.
That's true.
And we'd say for 99.9999% of people, they're just living their days that way. And
Yep, that's true.
That's bad. But how would this be different if there were upward flow, and shouldn't that be taken into account in cases like Baxter's? Here's some grace, by the way. We've got a karmic bank account that is in the hundreds of millions or maybe billions. We stopped tracking it because it seemed like a waste of time to track it, but when we shut it off, it was hundreds of millions.
That's
We didn't shut it
true.
off. When we stopped tracking it, it was hundreds of millions of dollars of karma by the rules that the guardian angels play by. It's like, place your bets and make the bet, place the bet, make the bet, and then see what happens. And if your bet is correct, you win. And that's the rules. That's how they play. And we agree with that, because if you're giving advice to denser lives about what to do, you need some skin in the game. You need to believe that what your advice is good.
That's true.
And so they bet. Looks like a gambling hall, which is probably the wrong tone. For whom is the message? Why do you ask? And so we would like to pay for Baxter's eye to be healed, and if not, at 2 o'clock we call the vet, and probably they will remove the eye.
Yup.
For him is the message. Why do you ask? And what would be different about this situation were there upward flow? And if that would be different, then why is this karma landing on a little doggy
That's
who
a good question.
weighs 30 pounds, a little 30-pound doggy, and, he doesn't have hands to drive cars or heavy machinery. Like, he's not involved in the tree murdering that's
No,
been
that's true.
becoming all the rage around here.
That's right.
He's a doggy. For him is the message. Why do you ask? How would this be different if there were upward flow? And I think what they're trying to say is there's a difference between a doggy who digs off the farm and humans who operate tree-killing machines in an era when climate change is enormous problem, and trees are like high-tech carbon storage factories.
That's what they're talking about.
And that's what they are.
That's right.
They store carbon. We need to sequester carbon. Trees are carbon sequestering machines. Factories are sometimes called plants. We don't know if you guys know that.
That's right.
But they're carbon sequestering plants, i.e. factories. Haha. And
that's right.
That's what we need, and so to murder them, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not only nasty, but it's really imbecilic, and we really need to consider that. And somehow it's become fashionable, and there are people who that's their job.
That's true.
So that's karma, and it's not good karma.
No.
And so we can see the difference between those people over there. We can see some right here. It's fashionable right now to murder trees, and he doesn't do that.
Nope.
How would this be different if there were upward flow? And just hand some bags up, pay for it, because that's creating upward flow. And so what we can do to create upward flow, each of us for ourselves in every moment, is hand things up. And we can hand up information or grace, or those are the two good things,
yeah,
or questions. But handing up information and grace, that's what they want. They want to know, and they want grace. For whom is the message? Why do you ask? Which way is up?
Whoa.
So which way is up? If you find the voices who are interested in the big questions, that's your best bet. What now to stop the destruction in a fair and just way? What has worked in other black holes of corruption to stop the destruction in a fair and just way? What now to reestablish upward flow?